Hello everyone, my name is Chris, and today we get to learn about the individual level organization development intervention, job design. Man, what a mouthful. I wish I had known about this concept sooner, as it would have saved me so much headache in my professional career in terms of dealing with job direction and job satisfaction. I hope it illuminates a new professional philosophy for all of you the way it has for me. So without wasting any more time, let's dive into it. Some objectives for today's video are to define and discuss the purpose of the job design intervention. Then we'll talk about what goes into the job design process, or better yet, how to perform a job design. Keep in mind that this discussion is from the perspective of an organization development practitioner, not an employee. Next on the agenda, we'll touch on some of job design's strengths and weaknesses, because with any good, there are usually a few drawbacks, except for tacos. Tacos equal perfection. Lastly, we'll take a look at a couple of scenarios that show some of the versatility of the job design tool. For starters, what is job design? There are many definitions, but for this video, let's go with job design being a complex process of identifying and organizing specific job tasks and responsibilities that best fit the needs of an organization. The term organization encompasses the employees as well. This should go without saying, as the nature of a job design ultimately impacts what, why, how, and when tasks are performed by, well, guess who? The employees. Job design is a valuable tool as it, in its very essence, creates value. What organization wouldn't want to be the most productive or have the most productive personnel? Am I right or am I right? I knew I was right. After all, the main purpose of job design is to increase productivity, maximize efficiency, and to create an overwhelming sense of job satisfaction for employees. This is where the value is really maximized. In general, there are 5 steps to the job design process. The first step is the assessment of current work practices, which is done to establish familiarity with the organization and to determine if a job design or redesign is necessary. If identified as necessary, the second step is task analysis. This is when all current, applicable job tasks are identified and how the tasks are currently being performed. This includes the identification of necessary job equipment and workstation functionality. The third step is to design the job. In this step, the organization development professional identifies new, improved methods of performing the identified tasks. This includes things like work rest schedules, training requirements, equipment needed, as well as workplace changes. This is not the same as ergonomics, so keep that in mind. It's about how to better perform the task, not the comfort level while performing those tasks. Although it's an important topic, that's not what we're talking about here. The fourth step is the implementation of the new job design. As a best practice method, this step should be carried out on a small scale. Think of it as a pilot program of sorts. This is to account for any needed adjustment period for the organization to become accustomed to the changes. The fifth step in the job design process is reevaluation. These should be conducted in a timely and routine manner to effectively monitor the job design and ensure its success. Strengths and weaknesses, or the good and not so good of job design. If performed properly, job design can provide numerous benefits for an organization, but can also be as equally detrimental. Job design can provide understanding of employee output and productivity in relation to the work and their task load. At the employee level, job design can expose employees to a variety of roles, which could open their eyes to identifying the best role for themselves. Job design can help management teams recognize additional training and development opportunities aimed at increasing employee productivity. As for the not so good, exposure to a vast variety of roles can cause personnel to lose focus on the basics of their current role, and even make them feel inadequate or inept. In other cases, when a job design is implemented too rapidly, confusion and frustration can develop, and ultimately impact the flow of work and hamper the quality of employee work output negatively. Last but not least, we have the issue of oversimplification. There is a potential for oversimplification of job tasking in the performance of a job design. This may take an already boring job and make it even more monotonous and boring, and may even lead to increased attrition. So here's a couple of scenarios to kind of encapsulate what I'm talking about. In this first scenario, John works in an office as employed in a rather uneventful role. He spends most of his day sitting at a desk staring at a computer. He is often bored and daydreams about a role with a much quicker pace. John is not the first employee to experience the dullness of this role. The company has had a historically high turnover rate and has essentially created a revolving door for employees in that role. Instead of quitting, John presents his discontent to his manager, who too has had many frustrations with keeping the position filled. Enough is enough. The manager reaches out to the HR department to explain the situation, thus prompting the initiation of a job redesign assessment. In this case, the internal organization development practitioner would analyze the role and its tasks, identify development opportunities, create an action plan, introduce a pilot plan, and evaluate the implemented adjustments to make sure that John attains job fulfillment and the company's productivity needs are still met. In our next scenario, we have Jane. Jane is a business owner and has built a successful manufacturing company over the past 10 years. Throughout the life of the business, she has been able to manage most of the executive and administrative responsibilities without hiring many additional staff or too many frontline workers. The time has come for expansion of both the company as well as its positions. She realizes she has taken on too many responsibilities and, with the expansion underway, has noticed productivity beginning to slip and obligations are beginning to go unmet. The hands-on approach that was otherwise functional now needs to be updated to reflect a systematic-based operation. In this case, Jane researched and contacted a reputable organization development consultant to provide her with an organization needs assessment. In performing a job design analysis, the consultant revealed that Jane needed to expand her role in the company into many other positions. This included various levels of management, the development of new roles and responsibilities, and an action plan to keep employees productive and satisfied throughout the implementation phase and beyond. This intervention will keep her business running in the right direction for years to come. Well, that brings us to the end. Here is a list of references that I used in preparing this video. Please check them out if you're so inclined. Your time and attention in learning about job design is much appreciated. Best of luck, and thanks for watching.